Risings, beautiful souls. I love you. And I know it's been a long time since I made a video, but today I just want to talk about continuing on the path of doing your inner work. Um, I cannot express this enough. This is something I always teach. 99.99% of every action that you take, every behavior that you have, everything that you do is because of what's going on the inside of you. When I always ask that question, are you okay in there? Is there a disturbance in the force of energy inside of yourself? These are the reasons why we do what we do. If something on the outside happens to you, it's not that outside happening of reality unfolding that's doing it. It's what happens when it comes into you, what it touches, what it triggers, and how it affects your energy body that creates your response. Like if somebody calls you a bucket of bitches or a derogatory name, it's not the words that affect you. Those words in no way come up and physically touch you. They don't change your vital signs. They don't do anything. But it is the way once that communication, that energy hits the inside of you, that's where the trigger comes from. That's where the ego gets activated. That's where the psyche says, this is something that's intolerable. An example of something on the outside actually happening that will create a response is like if a freaking lion jumped out the wall at you, or if you were under attack and you had an instinctual response. But 99.99% of the things that we respond to are not that. They are the things that come into us. And that's why I'm always speaking on doing the inner work. When I talk about masters, how they sat peacefully in the water, and no matter what happens, it leaves them as it found them. This is real work. I can tell you, over the weekend, my daughter had a car accident. She broke her arm. When the airbag came out, she crashed the car. My ability to be present for her was supernatural, but it is because these practices work. The first thing I told her when she called me was be present with the experience. Let it happen. It's happening. Because we have this tendency when things happen that are uncomfortable to push them away. And believe it or not, that's what creates the trauma. That's what creates the trigger because we don't let these experiences pass through. By design, we are created to have experiences. And those experiences are to, as I always say, come in, touch us deeply, season us, make us greater beings, and then to be divinely released. But when we don't allow that practice to happen, we have these triggers, we have these swirls of energy because energy can't be still that gets stuck in us. So I'm always teaching, continue to do the inner work. When things are constantly throwing you off in there, when things are constantly bothering you, when it's like everything agitates you, it's not the things that are doing that. You're doing that. You are doing that inside of yourself. You are doing that. You're doing it. It's not what happens on the outside. Things are happening. You only get to experience a minuscule inkling of what's happening. The only thing that you actually experience is the holy moment that's placed in front of you. There's things happening all over the world, all over the planet, all over the cosmos that you don't even get to see, and they don't affect you. They don't come in and affect your stuff. So I always talk about this sacred work of relax and release, and I make it sound easy. It's not easy, but it's also not complicated. The reason why it's not easy is because the things that you already have stuck in there, they have to come up. And as you continue to do the conscious work of being present in the now, of not allowing yourself to get lost in the mind so that you can have your holy experiences so that they can come in and touch you and season you and then be divinely released, that requires presence. In order for you to do that, you have to get rid of all of those blockages. Those blockages by nature will automatically come up. You don't even have to do anything. Your divine experience that you sent yourself here for will orchestrate situations and happenings that allow you to release the blockages. It will happen. And that's why we're taught to worship even the most difficult moments that touch the most difficult blockages, because who knows how long it's going to take for a mommy wound or a daddy wound to come back up again to the surface where you can work with this thing, where you can work on releasing it. Oh, this is a long video. I'm going to put this one on YouTube for you guys. But that's it, y'all. Just keep doing the inner work of releasing it, letting it go. It's not supposed to be in there. And it is the only reason why you don't feel the joy, the bliss, the enthusiasm, the pure love of being alive. You have the human and you have the being. Humanity is the experience that's used to liberate you, but being is the holy gift from the great loving source that allows you to Sit in the bliss of being alive, to having a life, to experiencing love and loss and every beautiful thing. And you will see it that way when you're wide open to the experience. I love you so much. And I want you to be able to experience life without all of this stuff stuck in there. I want you to know that you are so much like the sun. The sun never stops shining. Just because we have nightfall and solar eclipses or whatever, things just block the sun. The sun is in space infinitely shining. It's been doing that for billions of years. And so is the light and love of the purest energy inside of you. You are always shining. You're just blocked. And we can work on these things together. I don't teach blind faith. I don't teach an amen just because it sounds good. We touch things with our own consciousness, knowledge. Belief is worthless. Belief changes. You can believe one thing one day and believe a thing another. But the knowledge, once you know that you know that you know a thing, it changes you forever. And that's what we're about here. I know I've said it a million times, but I have actually moved into my home in the Northland, and the spirituality class will be rebooted very soon. And if this resonates with you, I would love to have you as a part of the collective. I will put this video on YouTube, so if you want to go back and reference it, it will be there for you. I love you.